Okay, guys, good morning. So let's begin the session now. So yesterday already we have discussed about the data engineering and as well as the activities and things we have it in the Azure data engineering. Okay. Today we'll spend even we have seen the types of data, guys. What are the types of data we have it? Okay. And what is the use of what? So let's try to begin with the session and even begin with the subject today here. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead. So as already we have discussed Azure data, guys, let's use it here. Mastering Azure data engineering. Mastering Azure data engineering. So guys, the Azure data engineering is nothing but Azure is a name used by the Microsoft to market the cloud services of the market the cloud services. Microsoft is used Microsoft is using the name called Azure to market the cloud services of Microsoft. Am I right? So here you can say Azure data engineering is nothing but it's a bunch of cloud services, guys. It's a bunch of cloud services, guys. Azure data engineering is nothing but, guys, it's a bunch of cloud services. Azure data engineering is nothing but, guys, it's a bunch of cloud services. So we can say the following are the we can say cloud services. What are the cloud services, guys? So within the Azure data engineering, we have the following cloud services, guys. Those are nothing but we can say, guys, everyone, we can say it here as what? Bunch of cloud services. So we can say it here as what, guys? ADF, which stands for the Azure Data Factory. Okay, which is totally a CUI, guys. That is, sorry, a GUI, graphical user interface, where we need not use the mouse, everything. It's a coding free, guys. ADF is a coding free. And then you have the ADB, guys, which stands for Azure Databricks, guys. Azure Databricks, okay. We have also, guys, Azure Databricks is there. And the next one we have it as what, guys, everyone? ADF, ADB, and then we have also, guys? Synapse. Okay, guys, ADF, ADB, and then you have also, guys, Synapse. And then you also we have what's it, guys? AI, which stands for what? Artificial intelligence. Am I right? It stands for what? Artificial intelligence. So, guys, mastering Azure data engineering is nothing but it's a bunch of cloud services. It's a bunch of what, guys? Cloud services. So these are the cloud services we have it in the mastering Azure data engineering, guys. So now using these cloud services, what are the tasks you can perform it, guys? The following are the tasks you can perform it. The first one we call it as what, guys? Data migration. Then you have the data integration, data migration, data integration. Then we have what's it, guys? Data migration, data integration. Then you have the data summarization. Data migration, data integration. Then we have what's it, guys? Data summarization. And finally, we can also use what's it, guys? Data visualization. Data visualization. So these are all the, guys, everyone. These are all the techniques we have, guys. So we can say Azure Data Engineering is a cloud services. It's a bunch of cloud services where it consisting of the following guys. What's it? Using these cloud services, we can perform the following task. What is that? Data migration, data integration, data summarization, data visualization, etc. So, guys, whereas the whole story starts from where, guys? Can somebody tell me? Yeah. From where does the whole story starts, guys? Data. Am I right? That is called what? Accumulation of data. So, data is collected from what, guys? Source of data. Am I right? So, what is the source of data, guys? We have many sources. Yesterday, we have already discussed. Okay, what is that, guys? Social networking sites. Then we have what's it, guys, everyone? Banking applications. Social networking sites, banking applications. Then what is the next thing you have it, guys? Can you tell me, please? It can be human generated or it can be machine generated. Human generated, machine generated, guys, everyone. Human generated, machine generated, and social networking sites, human generated, machine generated, and data which we get it from the live streaming process, guys, everyone. The data which we get it from the live streaming process. And the data which we get it from the IoT sensors. The data which we get it from the IoT sensors. All this is, guys, all this is nothing but everyone. All this is nothing but what, guys? Yes, guys. All this is nothing but everyone. Yes. All this is nothing but everyone. All this is nothing but, guys. These are the sources of data. So now tell me how many types of data we have it, guys. Everybody, please respond. I want a reply, guys. Please.
3 types.
Yeah. So we have how many? 3 types of data, guys. Those are nothing but the first one we can say it as what is structured data. Structured data, and then we have the what's it, guys? Semi-structured data. And then we have what's it, guys? Unstructured data. Structured, semi-structured, and as well as the unstructured data. So these are the 3 categories of data we have it. Okay. Now, guys, once it is done, structured it is done, semi-structured is done, and as well as the unstructured is done. Then the next one, what is the data you have it, guys? We can say what are the, yes, everyone, the data we have it. That's fine now. So you know already what is semi-structured, structured, and unstructured, everyone. But still, I'll tell you a one-word answer. Structured is nothing but the data which is kept in the form of table, guys. As already we have discussed, and table is a collection of what, guys? Rows and columns. And then you have what, guys? Semi-structured. Semi-structured is nothing but it is the collection of what, guys, everyone? Semi-structured is nothing but it's a collection of JSON files, or it's a collection of HTML files, or it's in the form of XML files, etc. And then you have the unstructured data, guys. What do you mean unstructured data, guys? Unstructured data means there is no structure for the data. Okay, there is no structure for the data, guys. That's it. Okay. So what is that? There is no structure for the data.
Videos.
Yes, videos, chat history, etc. Voice notes, all this comes under the unstructured one. That's it. Okay. So, okay, so we can say videos, photos, voice notes, chat history, all these comes under what it is unstructured data. Whereas the next part, So as a data engineer, guys, as a data engineer, okay, as a data engineer, we are going to deal with all, what is it, guys? Conversion of. So even if you get the unstructured data, guys, we should know how to convert this unstructured data to what? To the semi-structured data. To what's it, guys? Semi-structured data. And then semi-structured data to what's it, guys?
Structured data.
Structured data. Structured data. So this is the job a data engineer should know first. Okay. So now, guys, apart from this, what is the other task the data engineer should know? How to apply the following task on the data. What is that? That is called as what? How to use the data migration, how to use the data integration, how to use the data summarization. So all this is the thing we have. These are the second task a data engineer has to do. Okay. So guys, now the next one. After this, guys, to use all this, to do all this, guys, we know we have these three kind of data are there. But now, where do we store this data actually? Where is in Azure, guys? We require to store this data some or the other where, no? Yes, guys, we require to store this data some or the other place. Am I right? We require to store this data at some or the other place. So where to store that data? So this kind of a data we get, guys, everyone, we store it here in the following. What is that, guys? The first one is called as what, guys? Azure storages. Let's discuss it here as what? Azure storages. Azure storages. So how many storages we have it, guys, everyone? We have around 90 plus storages in Azure. How many, guys? 90 plus storages in Azure. How many storages? 90 plus storages in Azure, guys. Okay. You have altogether how many storages, guys? 90 plus storages in Azure, guys. Okay. So out of these 90 plus storages, guys, everyone, we have 90 plus storages in Azure. How many? 90 plus storages. So, guys, can you see here? As we have the 90 plus storages in Azure, the following are the things we have it, guys. What are those? The first one we can say it here as what, guys? As you have 90 plus storages in Azure, everybody. Yes, guys. As we have how many? 90 plus storages in Azure. The first type of storage that we have it here as what? Azure Blob Storage. And the second one is what? Azure Data Lake Gen 2, where the blob storage is nothing but what, guys? This is the very basic storage, everyone. This is the very basic storage in Azure, where, guys, where the blob means what? Guys, blob means what? Blob is a very basic storage in Azure. Blob is the very basic storage in Azure. Blob is the very basic storage in Azure, guys. Okay, blob is the very basic storage in Azure. Okay, blob is the very basic storage in Azure, everyone. Blob is the very basic storage in Azure. Blob is the very basic storage in Azure, guys. Okay. Blob is the very basic storage in Azure, guys. Okay. Okay. Blob is the very basic storage in Azure. So what is that, guys? The blob is the very basic storage in Azure. Okay. So here you can say the following. What is that, guys? Blob is a very basic storage in Azure. And here we have the following type of data can be stored in the blob storage. So what is that? Blob stands for what, guys, everyone? Binary large object. Blob stands for what, guys? Binary large object. That is the full form of the blob. Okay. So here you can store any kind of data. So what are the categories of data we can have? We have the structured data, guys, everybody. We have the semi-structured data. And then we have what's it, guys? Unstructured data. So guys, we can say structured data, semi-structured data, and as well as the unstructured data, guys. We have what's that? Structured data, semi-structured data, and as well as the unstructured data. So we can say structured, semi-structured, and the unstructured data. Structured, semi-structured, and the unstructured data, guys. So these are the three varieties of data we can store it into the blob storage. But what is the thing you have it? But it is not a unlimited, it is a limited storage, guys. It's a limited storage. It is what, guys? It's a limited storage. It is a limited storage, guys. Limited means what? It cannot store unlimited data, but it has what's it? Limited capacity to store the data here, guys. Okay. What's it, guys? Structured, semi-structured, and the unstructured. These are the three varieties of data, but it can store the data in the limit. What is that limit, guys? That limit is called as what? 500 TB. Sorry. Yeah, 500 TB. That means what? Terabyte. 500 terabyte. Okay, guys, that's it. Not more than that. So the next one, what's it, guys? In the Azure Data Lake Gen 2, this is the another advanced storage, guys, which is introduced here. Azure Data Lake Gen 2, it's another advanced storage, okay, where it is introduced here, guys, to store the very massive volume of the data. Very massive volume of the data. So what is it? Very massive volume of the data. That means you can store unlimited data, guys. Unlimited data we can store. That means there is no limit storage. There is no storage limit, guys. There is no storage limit. Okay. There is no storage limit. Then you have what, guys? Azure SQL database. Azure SQL database, guys. What's the Azure SQL database? You have it. So Azure SQL database. We have what, guys? Azure SQL database. So what is the Azure SQL database? Huh? Azure SQL database is nothing but it is another, using of SQL database on the cloud is called as what? Azure SQL, guys. So whatever we call it as a, basically the Azure virtual machines. Okay, guys, whatever we call it as, sorry, Azure SQL server, we call it is no on premises. But the same here we use it and we call it as what? Azure SQL database. So now, guys, when you talk about the Azure SQL database, guys, Azure SQL database means what, everyone? The database which can store, yes, guys, the database which can store everywhere. The database which can store,
On
yeah, the database which can store on the cloud. Okay, on the cloud, that is called as what? Azure SQL. That means using of SQL database into the cloud. So as you know, when you have the Azure, the data base to be used in the cloud, it is called as Azure SQL database. We can store the data in the following form. What is it, guys? But here we don't support all the formats because database means what? It has some rules and regulations because it follows the RDBMS rules, etc. Only structured data is supported, but limit, no problem. Whatever the data you want. Okay, limit you can increase it. You can increase it. It does not. There is no limitation for it. Whatever the volume of the data you want, you can increase it here. Okay, that is the thing you have it in the Azure SQL database, guys. Then the next one, fourth one. What is the next fourth one, guys? We have the Azure Cosmos DB, guys. Cosmos DB means what, guys? Cosmos DB is called as what, guys? This is also basically the Cosmos DB is also one of the database, guys. But whereas here you can say unstructured is not used here, but semi-structured and structured can store. How? When the database means what? You will have RDBMS rules. So as per the rule, you should not have the semi-structured. Now then how can the semi-structured? Because it is uses no SQL. That means there is no usage of SQL here, guys. We don't use the SQL. Hence, we don't use the SQL, guys, everyone. Hence, we don't use the SQL. Then we don't have the things here, guys. Okay. So the next one is, what is the next thing here you have it, guys? Fifth one. The fifth one is called as what? Azure Cosmos DB is there. And Azure, what is that you have it? Azure Cosmos DB is there. And the next one is what's that? Azure Cosmos DB, and we can say Azure MongoDB. MongoDB. So means what, guys? MongoDB. So MongoDB means what, guys? The same thing. Okay. So we can also store the data. MongoDB is also same, guys. MongoDB is also same like Cosmos here, which does not support here, guys, everyone, which does not support the following type of things we have it, guys. So let's try to remove rest of all. We can say structured and semi-structured is supported here, guys, because it uses what is it, guys? No SQL language. That means no, there will be no SQL. That's the reason here. Okay. And the next one, guys, what is that you have it? You have the next one is Azure Synapse. The full name of the Synapse is what? Azure Synapse Analytics. Azure Synapse Analytics. What's it, guys? You have it? Azure Synapse Analytics. Azure Synapse Analytics. What's that you have it, guys? Azure Synapse Analytics. Azure Synapse Analytics. Okay, what's that you have it? Azure Synapse Analytics. Okay, Azure Synapse Analytics. What's it? Azure Synapse Analytics. So what is my Azure Synapse Analytics, guys? Azure Synapse Analytics is nothing but basically this is one of the surveys provided into the Azure, but whereas this is called as a data warehouse of Azure, guys. Data warehouse of Azure. It is called as a data warehouse of Azure. That's it. So whereas here, obviously, guys, when you have the data warehouse of Azure, means only structured data will be there. There is no other category of the data allowed here except to the structured. So we can say structured data is supported here, guys. Okay. So likewise, guys, we have many other storages also. But anyways, those storages we will see once we get into the things. Okay. Once we get into the things, guys, let's try to. So let's see here, guys. So let's begin this on this. Okay. Okay. So this is the one you have it, guys. Azure Synapse Analytics. Then you have the data warehouse and the structured data. That's it. So these are the some of the storages we can say, guys. Okay. So that's it, guys. And how to log in? First of all, how to begin this? So first of all, use the azure.com. Then use it portal.azure.com. So first of all, you have to use the azure.com, guys. Tomorrow I will show you how to log in onto the web page that is called the portal called azure.com and how to create your credentials. Then we will be finally rerouted back to the portal.azure.com so that we will see tomorrow, and we will start with the practicals also tomorrow, guys. That's it. Okay. So guys, with this we have completed this demonstrations. From tomorrow onwards, there will be a paid link. So all of you, I request you to those who are willing to continue and get it registered, and you can just call me as well. Okay, guys. So for any other thing, you have it. So we can have any discussion if you want. So can you share? This is my direct number. You have it. So I hope everyone having this. So the link is going to change today, guys. Okay. So those who are willing to continue, please get it registered. And even if you want, you can call me up, okay, for any discount or this thing also, okay. That's it, guys. Thank you. Any other questions for me now?
Tomorrow also same time, it will
Same
vary.
time, 8 o'clock. The timing will be standard only. There will be no change in the time. Okay. Every
Every
day
day
you will
same.
have a timing at 8 o'clock only. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone.